All right, this is Romeo from Thin Lizzy. I had a request to go over the guitar solo in this song, so I'll do it in this video. Have a quick look at the chords. You can get through all the chords in less than a minute. So they're pretty cool because it's real rhythmical. It's an F, and you kind of slide into it and let that B string come through. And then the D minor 7. But I like to put that high C on. I used to think he always did that, and I always play it this way. I heard it not too long ago. I don't think I heard that, but it's in that 7th anyway. So. And you want to do a light strumming and rhythmical. And I'm not using a pick here. I can, and what it would sound like, though, it's more hard. Which you know, if you're going to be doing a solo in that, use your pick. But just to point out, it's nice to play with your hand. Just kind of hit it with your fingers and your thumb. So that's the intro, and then the verse. G minor. And if you need to pick the notes, you can just kind of hold like you're holding a pick, and that'll support your finger, and just use your finger there. So anyway, that's the verse, and then the chorus also goes to G minor, but it goes to B flat. So the chorus is right here. And then it's the same. We're just walking down, holding the B flat chord and walking down B flat, A, G, and F. And this is the key of F major, so that's it for the chords. This is the key of F major, so there's one flat, B flat. And so you'll see in the lead solo here we're going to go through that you can use this F major pentatonic like that. And he'll throw the B flat in there sometimes too. And then down here, it's all natural notes. Sometime he'll throw that B flat in. So the lead goes. Oh, here, let me get a little more treble for this. Oh, incidentally, I had these two pickups on for a little lower tone, and then we go to the treble here for the lead, and this pickup, and get a little more distortion and crunch and all that stuff. So it's on the scale. Down to that F. Then you're going to do the same thing. But he comes up to the A from the F chord. And I like to go into it like that. And then he's going to do this. And all you're doing there is there's your B flat, C, B flat, A. You're going to pick one and roll, and then play the F. And then every other one you're going to pick on the A and hammer and pull down to the F. So you're really just picking, you know, 2 picks each. That's 2. And then, so he does that 4 times. And then he does, I believe he does that. At least I do. I know that. Then you know where to come in. And you bend that G up to the A. Now this part gets hard. And the hardest part about this is, believe it or not, on this one, I like to use my pinky here, and it's so easy for my fingernail to dig in to my other finger if it's not cut just right. Or you could do it this way. But in both cases, you're coming down to this string and crossing over like that back to the high E. So we get. And when you come down here, do a pull off. And then after that pull off, you're going to pick the D and up on the high G and do a pull off. Same thing, down on the B and up on the high one and pull off. And you kind of continue that pull off pattern like that. And a slow bend and resolve on that F. And then we get, which isn't too hard to remember if you're just thinking this F major scale, basically the pentatonic with that B flat, because you got, he does a little hammer on there. Two of those, and then one of those, and another one of these, like that. So we got. And then we're back down in this area. And what you're doing here, again, just two picks. You know, you're doing a pull off. So I always go down on the B string, up on the high E. Then again. But you're going to play those notes. And then this part. So to remember that, yeah, it's just E and F here. And then A, G, F. Think F chord. So we got, and he slides into that. Like that. And then he slides the E to the F here. Like that. And then this cool thing, which is a lot of pull-offs, and just write down that pentatonic for the most part, but that E. So we'll look at that. And that's so melodic and fun to play. Right here. He gets that high E in there that way. One more time. And then work down. So you're just going to think this pentatonic on the way down after that high E. You know, already when I'm here, I'm thinking this pentatonic, and you can just sound it out. And you can tell the hammer-ons. You can just hear those. And then the pull-offs. So we got. And then you're just going to repeat that. Oh, incidentally, that's always just a half bend up to that F. Now this is the third one. So on that third one, you just work your way down without, you end it a little differently there. Again, the third one. And when you get there, we're still on the scale. You're going to bar these two, bend up to the A, like that. And it's like a triplet rhythm. And then bend the C to the D. And then back to this part here where you're bending up to the A. And it ends out the solo like that. Just like we did in that other part. And that's the solo. So, I'll play it one more time.